Wouldn't that be nice if the judge didn't show?
We just have to wait. I guess we just have to wait.
Hey, my lawyer was telling me that she thought that the court was going to be held at the jail. And then I found out at the last minute yesterday that they wanted to do it this way. And I tried to get a hold of my lawyer. They're trying to set me up. They want me to default on this. My lawyer's secretary was supposed to call me, and she never did. And the only person in the whole county that's helped me, she's been the only honest person that I met. I've met so many dirtballs.
Well, even though we work for Lapeer CMH isn't a part of. It's not like part of the county. We call it community mental health, but it's actually, it's a privately owned organization. Is
that right?
Yeah, it's not a state-owned organization.
How's that work with the county? It's a private organization.
Yeah, they have AICC, that's a state-run organization, and they're a therapy center in Lapeer as well. But Lapeer Community Mental Health is actually, they receive some state funding for some programs and stuff, but they're not owned by the county or anything like that. The name is kind of misleading because it's Lapeer Community Mental Health, but it's not part of any kind of government mandated organization or anything like that.
Maybe that's why you're totally different from the rest of the county, because I've been every time I've encountered anybody, it's always been a bad experience, and that's just when in 2016 when everything fell apart and I couldn't take my job offer. That's why I figured I'd go to. I thought I could get somebody in the state to look at my situation. I'm disabled. I have a right to have a job. I created a job for myself. I can take it, but I'm being stuck by bureaucracy. So I went all the way up to Governor Gretchen Whitmer. I got a phone call that I placed her last August, and I'm still waiting for a call back. And I talked to her. I talked to her secretary. The secretary said that someone would get back with me within 48 hours. They never did. And then
phone back? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, but and then finally, and I've tried everybody else. Finally, they called back about 2 months ago, and we've been playing telephone tag ever since. I've talked to a bunch of her people, and they just, I guess they got a lot of problems. The mayor, the governor's, there's like 26 sheriffs want to arrest her.
Really?
Did you hear about that?
No, that doesn't surprise me, Ron. I did hear about there was a lot of police that were not following the orders or whatever.
Hey, this is coming in.
So let me just ask my question. I'm sorry. Thank you, Judge. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And it's pushed you back out of the management for some reason. Sounds like they're talking about mistakes too much.
I hope my lawyer read some of my stuff because it's a open and check like case. It's a joke. Is it too cold in there?
Oh no, I just have this on because it's cold at my work. We're kind of like 60 degrees in that.
Are they telling you anything at work about what's happening in the government?
No.
Hear about Seattle? That 6 square block area, this Antifa took over.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, Your Honor, coming start hearing on behalf of
asked you about this. I asked you about this a month ago, Colleen.
And I explained that the law had gone into effect, but that in fact it is not in effect. So you are not allowed to record hearings. They are, however, available via YouTube, live on YouTube. You can find them online.
I can get a copy of the. I can get a copy of this on YouTube. Is that what you're saying?
Live on YouTube right now. Okay.
But you can't record hearing. It's done live on YouTube. You can request a transcript of the hearing, but you can't record the hearing. That's not allowed.
I thought, Colleen, didn't you say effective May 1st? I can record in court.
No, that is not the status at this time. There have been many things that were discussed, but that was not what was put in place. What was put in place is that the proceedings are live on YouTube. You can't record them and then put them on any other social media or other platform. But right now, live on YouTube.
You're saying it is being recorded live right now?
We are exposing the proceedings. A transcript, just like always, it's recorded. Whatever Nelly says, the questions we answer, that's all recorded, and it can be transcribed where you can read like a book what happened in court. But you can't record and then post the court proceedings. They are available right now to the public. Anybody can put it on YouTube and watch it right now. But just like you couldn't come into a courtroom right now and pull out your camera and record what's going on here in the courtroom. That was never allowed.
So I guess you're saying that I can get a copy of this?
You can get a copy of the transcript. If you pay for a copy of the transcript and a stenographer types out every word that is said in court, and then it's part of the court record, anyone, in fact, prosecutors, investigators, many times will order a transcript. But you don't just record it and then use it. You can't, that's not the way the court rules allow. So you need to put your camera away and stop recording. Or you are you're looking at a possible offense.
Okay, fine.
Understand, Mr. Schwartz?
I think so. I thought Colleen said that May 1st I could bring cameras into the courtroom. And I notified her about 3 times that I intended on bringing cameras, and I also was going to bring in a helper. And I never got any kind of response whatsoever. So if I'm not allowed to use the camera, then this is the first time I've heard, ma'am.
Apparently there was a failure to communicate on that issue. You're not allowed to record court proceedings, and I don't know where you thought that was appropriate endeavor, but it is not recorded. But we do record what you said, and that can be transcribed. But nobody is allowed to just make recording court. In fact, there's signs that say you can. Many courts don't even allow cell phones into the court because they don't want people making up their own transcripts. It has to be done by someone certified to do that. So there's no mistake of what was said or how it was said or the order in which it was said. So there we have it. Thank you for putting your camera away, Mr. Schwartz, and we'll proceed as he's putting back to the question.
by that.
Batteries are running low. You got your charger?
Yep.
I got it. Is this, ma'am, is this going to be when's it going to trial? When is this going to trial? This has been dragging on for 8 months, ma'am. I'm living in an uninhabitable house, and I told Colleen Starr when I first met her in October that I would never get a fair justice with you, Judge Bernard, and I asked for a court hearing for a trial right from the start. This is just dragging on, and I'm living in an uninhabitable house. I got to move out of this house. Why is this a probable cause hearing 8 months into this system? What is habeas corpus? Oh, she just cut me off.
Okay, well that's it then. I think.
There is no law. There is no law.
What did she say? Did she say anything before she cut you off?
I don't even know. I don't know. This is probable cause. Probable cause is supposed to happen last October. Do you know what habeas corpus is?
Yeah, it's
speedy trial. The thing is, I investigated all this. The probable cause hearing is 3 to 5 days after the arraignment, and the judge, the magistrate is supposed to assign the probable cause hearing and the preliminary exam hearing dates at time of the arraignment. That was in October. Yeah. He was supposed to make both those dates that time. So this couldn't happen, dragged out for 8 months. And what he only did is he gave the probable cause date, and it's been dragging on ever since. And I've investigated habeas corpus, and I'm right about that. And they're just ignoring that.
Do you want to try to get back on, or
yeah, if they want to. I don't know what's going on. I didn't cut them off. They're afraid of me.
Let's see here.
My lord. GoPro, stop videoing.
For your appointment, did you come to know a original? We've had previous calls out to his residence. We've had several contacts with him in several police calls dealing with that. One more. Your Honor, it would appear that the defendant is appearing on Zoom with his camera pointed at the computer screen and may be recording these proceedings.
Mr. Schwartz, you can't record these proceedings. They are available live on YouTube, but you can't record them. Do you understand that, sir?
She talking to me?
Yes.
I didn't.
Talking to you, Richard. You have to put your GoPro camera down. You are not allowed to record these hearings. They are available, however, live on YouTube, and you can find it there. But you are not allowed to record these proceedings.
I asked you about this. I asked you about this a month ago, Colleen.
And I explained that the law had gone into effect, but that, in fact, it is not in effect. So you are not allowed to record the hearings. They are, however, available via YouTube, live on YouTube. So you can find them online.
I can get a copy of the. I can get a copy of this on YouTube. Is that what you're saying?
It's live on YouTube right now,
Live
Richard.
on YouTube at this time. But you can't record the court's hearings. It's done live on YouTube. You can request a transcript of the hearing, but you can't record the hearing. That's not allowed.
I thought, Colleen, didn't you say effective May 1st I can record in court?
No, that is not the status at this time. There have been many things that were discussed, but that was not what was put in place. What was put in place is that these proceedings are live on YouTube. You can't record them and then put them on any other social media or other platform, but it's right now live on YouTube.
You're saying it is being recorded live right now?
We are recording the proceedings, a transcript, just like always. It's recorded. What everybody says, the questions, the answers, that's all recorded, and it can be transcribed where you can read like a book what happened in court, but you can't record and then post the court proceedings. They are available right now to the public. Anybody can put it on YouTube and watch it right now. But just like you couldn't come into a courtroom right now and pull out your camera and record what's going on here in the courtroom. That was never allowed.
So I guess you're saying that I can get a copy of this?
You can get a copy of the transcript. If you pay for a copy of the transcript and a stenographer types out every word that is said in court, and then it's part of the court record, anyone, in fact, the prosecutors and defense lawyers many times will order a transcript. But you don't just record it and then use it. You can't, that's not the way the court rules allow. So you need to put your camera away and stop recording.
Okay, fine.
You understand, Mr. Quinn?
I think so. I thought Colleen said that May 1st I could bring cameras into the courtroom, and I notified her about 3 times that I intended on bringing cameras, and I also was going to bring in a helper, and I never got any kind of response whatsoever. So if I'm not allowed to use the camera, then this is the first time I've heard, ma'am.
Okay, well, apparently there was a failure to communicate on that issue. You're not allowed to record court proceedings, and I don't know where you thought that was an appropriate endeavor, but it is not recorded. But we do record what is said, and that can be transcribed. But nobody is allowed to just make a recording in court. In fact, there's signs that say you can. Many courts don't even allow cell phones into the courtroom because they don't want people making up their own transcripts. It has to be done by someone certified to do that, so that there's no mistaking what was said or how it was said or the order in which it was said. So there we have it. Dave, you were putting your camera away, Mr. Schwartz, and we'll proceed at this point in time with the question. You may go forward with this Campbell.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Roll, this is the first I've ever heard this today. You're just when you're hearing argument. We've had several calls last several different government agencies to do welfare checks. We've had several contacts with them in the past. We would come
able to hear it?
Hmm?
Are you able to hear it?
I can't hear very well.
Do you want my headphones?
I approached the vehicle, I asked him for his driver's license, where he agreed to insurance. Supply them, we'll put it over, for you to get your driver's license, I require your, even with the fine identification. Let me mention, can you open the window?
Is this, ma'am, is this going to be when's it going to trial? When is this going to trial? This has been dragging on for 8 months, ma'am. I'm living in an uninhabitable house, and I told Colleen Starr when I first met her in October that I would never get a fair justice with you, Judge Bernard, and I asked for a court hearing for a trial right from the start. This is just dragging on, and I'm living in an uninhabitable house. I gotta move out of this house. Why is this a probable cause hearing 8 months into this system? What is habeas corpus? No, she just cut me off.
Okay, well that's it then. I think.
There is no law. There is no law.
What did she say? Did she say anything before she cut you off?
I don't even know. They're saying, I don't know. This is probable cause. Probable cause is supposed to happen last October. Do you know what habeas corpus is?
Yeah, it's
Speedy trial. The thing is, I investigated all this. The probable cause hearing is 3 to 5 days after the arraignment, and the judge, the magistrate is supposed to assign the probable cause hearing and the preliminary exam hearing dates at time of the arraignment. That was in October. He was supposed to make both those dates that time, so this couldn't happen, dragged out for 8 months. And what he only did is he gave the probable cause date, and it's been dragging on ever since. And I've investigated habeas corpus, and I'm right about that, and they're just ignoring that.
Do you want to try to get back on, or did it
Yeah,
sound
they
like
want to. I don't know what's going on. They didn't cut them off. They're afraid of me. My lawyer told me that as of May 1st, I could record in court, and it says it. I don't know if it says it here. There's somewhere on some document said that you have to contact the judge ahead of time to notify them if you want to use the camera. What, these people, they're that sensitive, they get hurt that bad that they're gonna cut me off?
It could be. It says on here, the court has the right to terminate the call proceeding if the video experience is not acceptable.
Yeah, because I'm fighting it.
Or maybe because you said, oh yeah, they just removed you out of there when you tried to join again.
When I tried to what?
That thing that just popped up right there said that you were removed from the queue. So I guess they're done. I suggest calling Colleen and see what's going on. That's going to have to be your next step, I guess.
She's not gonna help me.
Well, she can at least answer about what's happening
No, this
today.
this is all wrong. Judge Bernard makes her own laws up. This isn't even a justice whatsoever.
I definitely understand your frustration.
Well, I'm telling you something, Matt. You're a young man. Do you understand our country's falling apart?
I've understood that my whole life, really. I feel like.
My case relies on the constitutional rights of habeas corpus. What is habeas corpus? No man shall be arrested or imprisoned except by lawful judgment of his peers and the law of the land. It's which criminal defendants sought to uphold their civil rights against illegal state action. Habeas corpus is used to determine preliminary matters in criminal cases such as the failure to provide for a speedy trial or hearing. It is ensured that the executive branch could not hold people without cause. The right to bring action. An action for habeas corpus to inquire into the cause of detention may be brought by or on behalf of any person restrained of his liberty within this state under any pretense whatsoever. Any judge who willfully or corruptly refuses or neglects to consider an application, action, or motion for habeas corpus is guilty of malfeasance in office. Any court or judge empowered to grant the writ of habeas corpus shall, upon proper application, grant the preliminary writ or in order to show cause without delay, unless the party applying therefore is not entitled to the writ. Habeas corpus. A prisoner defined. The term prisoner is used in connection with habeas corpus means the person whose behalf the writ is issued, such as any other persons alleged to be restrained of their liberty. This is a code for criminal procedure. The magistrate, before any person is arraigned on a charge of having committed a felony, shall set a date for a probable cause conference hearing to be held not less than 7 days or more than 14 days after the date of arraignment, and a date for a preliminary examination of not less than 5 days or more than 7 days after the date of the probable cause conference. The dates for the probable cause conference and preliminary exam shall be set at time of arraignment. The magistrate, Delling, was supposed to set the date for the preliminary exam hearing, but never did. I'm sorry, he was supposed to set the date for the preliminary exam. Yes, that's it. The magistrate was supposed to set the date for the preliminary hearing, but never did. And Lapeer County District Court is using this to drag this case on forever and ever, and forcing me to stay incarcerated in a fire hazard home with no way to escape before my evidence of Lapeer County employee gross negligence becomes public in a trial. I was arraigned on 10/1. The magistrate set up a probable cause hearing conference for 10/14, but it did not set up a date for the preliminary exam 5 to 7 days later. Why? This case could have been settled 6 months ago, but the magistrate, Michael Delling, failed to file his paperwork properly. That's what I wrote to my court-appointed attorney, Colleen Starr.